output voltage V0 is nothing but, it is given by first part, this is nothing but the gain, and this is the input voltage that is applied at the input terminal, right? So as it is a non-inverting configuration, the gain of this operational amplifier is given by 1 plus RF divided by R1. That is written here, multiplied by input voltage. The input voltage V is nothing but VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Now let us see how that output expression can be obtained. Now, as there are 3 power supplies that are there at the input terminal, to arrive at what is the voltage available at this terminal, that is pin number 3, can be got by using the superposition theorem. I hope you all know the superposition theorem. If there are more than one power supply, then we'll be dividing that into multiple cases. And in each case, I'll be considering only one power supply, and the remaining power supplies are made as 0. So as there are 3 power supplies here, VA, VB, and VC, we will be considering 3 cases, case 1, case 2, and case 3. First one, case 1. So here I'll be considering VB and VC both are 0. So in this circuit, this VB and VC are considered as 0. Therefore, I'm going to consider only one power supply, that is VA. So I'm connecting these 2 resistances to ground. So because of that, this R and this R, these both will be parallel to each other. Because of that, the equivalent resistance of this combination, parallel combination, will be R divided by 2. And the overall resistance of this path, that is from plus VA to ground, is given by, it is R plus the parallel combination of these 2, which is nothing but R by 2. That's why I have written V1 equal to, that is the voltage V1 at this terminal is nothing but the current that is passing through this parallel combination. That is, I can say the voltage drop across this parallel combination will be nothing but the voltage V1. And that current is given by the voltage VA divided by R plus R by 2, that is VA divided by R plus R by 2, and this gives me the current, and I need to multiply this current with the resistance value. So the resistance value with this combination is R by 2. That's why the voltage V1, because of the voltage VA, supplied voltage VA, is given by V1 equal to R by 2 into VA divided by R plus R by 2. Similarly, consider the case 2, wherein I'm going to consider VA equal to VC equal to 0. That is, I'm going to consider the supply VB now. That is, I'm considering this as this both are 0. Again, these 2 will be connected to ground here and here. So again, there will be a parallel combination of R and R with the effective resistance of again R by 2. And the supply is there here. So the overall resistance of this path is nothing but R plus R by 2. And if I want to calculate the voltage at the terminal 3, only because of VB, it will be given by the current that is passing through the parallel combination of this and this into a resistance. So that is given by, the current is given by, it is VB divided by R plus R by 2. That gave me the current value, and that I need to multiply with the effective resistance of the parallel combination, and that is given by R by 2. Therefore, the overall voltage that is available at the terminal 3, that is V1, only because of VB is given by R by 2 into VB divided by R plus R by 2. Again, in the same way, consider one more condition, that is case 3, wherein I'm going to consider VA and VB both are 0. That is, here I'm going to consider VC is the supply that is given. Again, it is the current is nothing but the voltage, that is VC, divided by the total resistance of the path is R plus R by 2 as in the previous case, and that multiplied by the effective resistance of the parallel combination, that is R by 2. So we can write the voltage V1 due to the voltage applied VC is given by V1 equal to R by 2 divided by R plus R by 2 into VC. So these three cases were considered independently, assuming that out of the three power supplies, only one is active and the other two are made as zero. Now we need to calculate the overall voltage V1. That is because of all the three power supplies, VA, VB and VC. And that we can get by adding all these three. That is, the first parameter is this part is the voltage because of the voltage VA, and this is because of the supply VB, and this is because of the supply VC. All the three we need to add. And after adding and simplifying, we'll be getting it as, so I need to take the LCM for this, that is 2R plus R divided by 2. That is, it will be 3R by 2, and this will be R by 2. R by 2 and R by 2 will get cancelled, and in the denominator, only left part is 3. And that 3 will be available in this term, and this term all together. So the overall voltage V1 is given by VA by 3 plus VB by 3 plus VC by 3. As 3 is common, we can take the LCM. The overall voltage is given by VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Now, the output voltage is given by the voltage gain multiplied by the input voltage V1. So whatever we calculated here, that is this part, is nothing but the voltage that is available at this terminal, that is pin number 3. So that voltage will be amplified by the gain of this non-inverting amplifier, so that we can get the output voltage V0. So output voltage V0 is given by, so this part is nothing but the gain, that is 1 plus RF by R1 into V1. So 1 plus RF by R1, this is the voltage gain of the non-inverting amplifier, that is multiplied by the voltage available at the non-inverting terminal. So that what we got it as, it is nothing but VA plus VB plus C divided by 3. So my final expression is V0 equal to 1 plus RF divided by R1 into bracket VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. So this is my final expression, and the same I had written it here, if you remember. That is V0 equal to 1 plus RF by R1 into bracket VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. That is, this is my final expression. And I will consider the different cases by considering this equation. Now let us move further. First part is averaging amplifier. We have discussed the averaging amplifier in the inverting configuration. So what it does? It gives the average of the three power supplies that are applied at the input terminal. The output voltage will be the average of the three input voltages. Now consider this expression. In this expression, if I make 1 plus RF by R1, that is this gain part as 1, then that is, if this part is made as 1, then my final output is V0 equal to VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. That is I have written it here. Output voltage V0 equal to VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. As you can see, this output is nothing but, it is the average of the three power supplies that are applied at the input terminals VA, VB and VC. That is, you can see here. One is VA, another is VB, and the third is VC. So as this output is nothing but the average of the three power supplies, this is called as averaging amplifier. Now next part is summing amplifier. Again, we will consider the same expression, that is this one. Now in this example, this expression, if I make 1 plus RF by R1 equal to 3, what will happen? This will be 3 and this will be 3. So this and this part will get cancelled, and finally I will be left with V0 equal to VA plus VB plus VC. That is there here. That is in the expression for V0, if 1 plus RF by R1 is made equal to the number of inputs. How many inputs we have here? We have 3 inputs here. So we will get it as V0 equal to 1 plus RF by R1 into VA plus VB plus VC by 3. So this term, I'll be making it equal to the number of inputs. So as there are 3 inputs, I'll substitute it as 3 into bracket VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. So this 3 and this 3 will be cancelled. So finally, I'll be left with V0 equal to VA plus VB plus VC. That is this expression. And what this expression tells us? The output voltage is nothing but the sum of the 3 voltages that are there at the non-inverting input terminal. That is this circuit. Again, VA plus VB plus VC. Let us see one example. For the non-inverting configuration, the voltage VA is plus 2 volt, VB is minus 3 volt, VC is plus 4 volts, R and R1 both are same, given as 1 kilo ohm, RF equal to 2 kilo ohm. The supply voltages for the operational amplifier, they are given it as plus or minus 15 volt. And we need to calculate the input voltage V1 at the non-inverting input terminal. And also finally, we need to calculate output V0. Now, as the values R and R1 are same, I'll be using this expression V1 equal to VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. So depending on the values of the R, we need to select which of the expression is to be utilized so that I can solve the numerical. Now here the values of R are same. So what I'm using, V1 equal to VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Now substitute the values. What is the value of VA that is given? VA is 2 volt. So 2 volt. VB is minus 3 volt. So minus 3 volt. And VC is plus 4 volt. That is plus 4 volt. Divided by 3. So this will be 2 plus 4, it will be 6. 6 minus 3, it will be 3. 3 by 3, it will be 1. That is 1 volt. That is the input voltage V1 at the non-inverting input terminal is 1 volt. And hence we need to calculate the V0 also. So how to calculate V0? V0 is nothing but the gain of the non-inverting amplifier, that is 1 plus RF by R1 into VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. And this one we have calculated the second part, that is 1 volt, and 1 plus RF by R1. Check the values what are given. RF is 2 kilo ohm, substitute that value, that is 2 here, divided by R1 is given as 1 kilo ohm, substitute that value, that is 1 here. So it is 1 plus 2 by 1 into 1. That is 2 by 1 will be 1, that plus 1 will be 3, 3 into 1, that is 3 volt. So this is how we can solve the example. We had given with 3 power supplies, VA, VB and VC, and we calculated V1, that is VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3, and also V0, which is nothing but gain into the voltage that is available at the non-inverting input. So this was about the inverting configuration, sorry, non-inverting configuration, wherein the 3 power supplies VA, VB and VC, that is these 3, are applied to the non-inverting input terminal. So here, just by writing this expression and assuming the different values, I can make it to work as one is, I can make it as averaging amplifier, I can make it to work as summing amplifier. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is differential configuration. Now you know that the operational amplifier is having 2 input terminals. One is called inverting input terminal and another is called as non-inverting input terminal. What are the different ways I can connect this? Number 1, I can apply the input voltages to the inverting input terminal, in which case that configuration is called as inverting configuration. Number 2, I can apply the inputs to the non-inverting input terminal. And that case, we can call it as it is a non-inverting configuration. And third one, we can apply inputs to both inverting as well as non-inverting input configuration. And that configuration, we call it as differential configuration. Because the basic operational amplifier, we also called it as differential amplifier. Why we call it as differential amplifier? Because it amplifies the differences between the two voltages that are applied at the input terminals, that is inverting input terminal and non-inverting input terminal. So now let us discuss the differential configuration. So you can see the circuit. Now can you tell me in which mode it is operating? Plus VA voltage is applied to the inverting input terminal. So is it the inverting configuration? No, because I need to check what is there that is applied at the non-inverting input terminal. At the non-inverting input terminal, another voltage that is VB is applied, right? So I can neither call it as inverting configuration or non-inverting configuration. Therefore, this is the differential configuration. That is, when the two inputs are applied to inverting as well as non-inverting input terminal, that configuration is called as the differential configuration, right? So you can see here all the values I have assumed it as R only, so that we can simplify the circuit. The voltage VA is applied to inverting input terminal. The voltage VB is applied to non-inverting input terminal. RL is the load resistance across which the output voltage V0 is taken. Right? Now, how to write the output expression? Now, as this non-inverting input terminal it is grounded, basically I will treat it as inverting input configuration. And if it is an inverting configuration, then I can write it as output voltage V0 is nothing but gain of the inverting input amplifier multiplied by the input voltage that is applied. Right? Now, what is the gain of the inverting amplifier? This is R. This one is also R. So that is minus R divided by R into VA, that is the input that is applied to the inverting input terminal, VA, minus VB, that is the voltage that is applied to the non-inverting input terminal. So I can write minus R by R, VA minus VB. As this will be cancelled, a negative sign will be there outside, and I can write this as inside VB minus VA. Therefore, the overall output voltage V0 is given by V0 equal to VB minus VA. And this expression tells us that the output voltage V0 is equal to the voltage VB applied to the non-inverting input terminal minus the voltage VA applied to the inverting input terminal. That is, the final output is V0 equal to VB minus VA. And this was the subtractor. What is the meaning of the subtractor? Subtractor is a circuit that subtract one voltage from the other voltage. So here you can see that it is the output voltage is V0 equal to VB minus VA. That is, the voltage VA is subtracted from the voltage VB. Hence, the circuit is called a subtractor. Now, next part is summing amplifier. Now, if I am operating the operational amplifier in the differential configuration, there are two possibilities that are possible. One is I can make it to work as a subtractor, the way that what we discussed just now. And another possibility is I can make it to work as summing amplifier. Summing amplifier, as you know, it adds all the voltages that are available at the input terminals. But in the previous parts, the summing amplifier was either inverting configuration, wherein the voltages VA, VB and VC were applied to the inverting input terminal, or it was in the non-inverting configuration, wherein the voltages VA, VB and VC, they were applied to the non-inverting input terminal. But here it is a differential configuration, so I will be applying inputs to the inverting as well as non-inverting input terminal. So what I'm doing here, there are four supplies that are considered. plus VA plus VB plus VC and plus VD. VA and VB are connected to the inverting input terminal through these resistances R and R, and the two power supplies plus VC and plus VD, that is this and this, are applied to the non-inverting input terminal through R and R. The load resistor is RL, so I have just skipped here. So this is nothing but the load resistor RL, and this is the feedback resistor R. Now, how to write the expression for this? That is output voltage V naught. We have written minus VA minus VB plus VC plus VD. Let us see how to derive this expression. That is output voltage V naught we need to derive. Again, as there are four power supplies that are used at the input side, I have to use the superposition theorem. And as there are four power supplies, I need to consider different four cases. Now, the output voltage, because of only VA, is given as VOA, that is output voltage V naught because of this VA is given by, how can I write? It is in the inverting configuration. So the feedback resistor is R. So R by R minus R divided by R, because it is operating in the inverting configuration, multiplied by the input voltage VA. I need not consider all these three VB, VC and VD because I will be assuming it that these three are zero. So the output voltage only because of VA is given by V naught A equal to minus R by R into VA. So this will be get cancelled out. So the part that we are remaining left with is minus VA. In the similar way, I need to consider the output voltage because of VB, VC and VD. So second, let me consider the output voltage V naught only because of VB. That is, I will be considering this power supply. And again, it is applied to the inverting configure input terminal. So the output voltage, I can write it as VB equal to, again it is minus R by R into VB. So VOB, that is the output voltage only because of the voltage VB, is given by minus VB. This was my second case. Now third case, the output voltage V naught only because of VC. Now where is VC? VC is here, right? And I need to assume this, and this as zero. So the output voltage because of VC is given by, now VC is applied to the non-inverting input terminal. So the output voltage is nothing but, we can write it as output voltage V naught because of C, that is VC, is given by, this part is nothing but the gain of the amplifier, and this is the input that is available. So 1 plus R by 2, it will be, after simplification, it will be 3 into VC by 3. So this 3 and this 3 will get cancelled and I'll be left with only VC. You can see that the first two were with negative sign and this is with positive sign. Let me another the last one. Output voltage V naught because of only the voltage VD is given by VOD equal to 1 plus R divided by R plus 2 into VD by 3. And this part will be, as you know, it will be 3, and this 3 and this 3 will be get cancelled out, and finally VOD is left with only VD. You can see the first two are with negative sign, the next two are with positive sign. Now the overall output voltage V naught is got by adding all these four. That is output voltage V naught because of A, because of B, because of C, and because of D. Right? Now we output voltage V naught only because of A was VA, so that I have written it here. That because of VB was minus VB, that because of VC was VC and VD. So my final output voltage is given by output voltage V naught equal to minus VA minus VB minus plus VC plus VD. That is, the output voltage is equal to sum of input voltages applied to the non-inverting input terminal plus, that is, I have considered this VC and VD, plus the negative sum of the input voltages applied to the inverting terminal. That is, we can see VC and VD are applied to the non-inverting input terminal, so they are taken without any sign change. And VA and VB were the input voltages that are applied to the inverting input terminal. So that's why in the output expression they will appear with negative sign. That is, the output voltage is equal to the sum of input voltages applied to the non-inverting input terminal, that is VC plus VD, plus, that is this, plus the negative sum of the input voltages applied to the inverting terminal. So what voltages were applied to the inverting terminal? That was VA and VB. So that is negative sum because it is coming with negative sign. So this was about the differential configuration. So the differential configuration, it is called because I will be applying inputs to both the inverting input terminal and the non-inverting input terminal. So that's why it is called as differential configuration. And two circuits we discussed. What are those? One is this subtractor, wherein the circuit gives the output voltage, which is the subtracted version of the two input voltages, that is VB minus VA. And another circuit that we can build with differential amplifier is summing amplifier, wherein we got the output voltage V naught as minus VA minus VB plus VC plus VD. Any doubts in this part? We'll continue after 2 minutes. Now let us continue. We'll continue with the next topic. The next topic is this instrumentation amplifier. So this is the block diagram of the instrumentation system. First, let us see what this instrumentation amplifier is and why it is used. Now, instrumentation amplifier is intended for precise low level signal amplification where low noise, low thermal and time drifts, high input resistance and accurate closed loop gain are required. So where I can use this, the instrumentation amplifier is intended for whenever I need precise low level signal amplification, high input resistance and accurate closed loop gain are required. I'll be using this instrumentation amplifier. Now this figure shows the basic block diagram of the instrumentation system. Now what are the different stages we have here in this diagram? There is one input stage, there is one intermediate stage, and there is an output stage. Now the instrumentation amplifier is used to measure any physical quantity. So the physical quantity which is to be measured is applied to the first stage, that is input stage. And what is that input stage comprises of? It comprises of a transducer and a preamplifier. And the output of this input stage is given to the intermediate stage. And basically this intermediate stage consists of the instrumentation amplifier. And the output of this is given to the last stage, that is output stage. And this stage basically consists of indicators and process controller. Now the blocks, different blocks are connected with these lines, as you can see here. And these connecting lines are called transmission lines. Now, the first block, the input stage, it consists of transducer. What is a transducer? Transducer is a device that converts energy from one form into another. That is, basically energy can be available in the existing in the environment in any of the forms. But transducer can convert that into one form into another form. For example, if I consider a microphone, I can call it as a transducer because it converts the energy of one form into another. What is the job of the microphone? It will be converting the human voice signals into electrical signals. So the human voice signals that were in one form and that were converted into electrical signal, that is another form. So one example of transducer is microphone. Another example of this transducer can be a speaker. What is a function of a speaker? The electrical signals will be coming to the speaker and it can be called as a transducer because it converts those electrical signals into audio signals so that the signals can be reaching to the human ears. So basically I can define transducer as a device that converts the energy from one form into another. That is this transducer. And then the output of this I had applied to the instrumentation stage and the output of this I had given to the output stage. So this was the basic block diagram of the instrumentation system. Now let us see how instrumentation amplifier can be built using a transducer bridge. What is a transducer bridge? There are four resistances that are connected: RA, RB, RC, and this resistive transducer. So these four are connected in a bridge configuration, as you can see here in this diagram. That is, this part is looking like a bridge. So that's why it is called as the transducer bridge. Right? Now, let us consider this circuit diagram. What all different parts we have here? There is a DC supply VDC that is connected to this terminal and this terminal of the bridge. And I'm taking the output from this from